Okay, now we're live. So hey guys, I'm Jan from DoraHacks, and today we're gonna have our first demo session of the AEZ QF round, and it's an honor for DoraHack to initiate this QF round. We have today Ark Protocol and also CW-Interchain account controller, and DoraHacks is happy to initiate this way to fund public goods in the Cosmos, and it's a long-term effort. So like after this first round, there will be also other rounds. So like in the future, you can still submit your project and participate in the upcoming rounds. So every team has about 12 minutes for each demo session, and we're gonna start with Cedar. So please go ahead whenever you're ready. You ready? Okay.
You're muted, Sada.
And I can see your screen. So
yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was muted. And thanks for the introduction. And thanks everyone for watching. So I'll give a quick reminder about what is CosmWasm ICA controller. This is an infrastructure contract that allows any CosmWasm chain to create and control interchain accounts on other chains. It's already being used by some teams, including some of the teams that are in this funding round, and adoption is growing by day. It lets you do things that were impossible previously or required chain developers' intervention. Since this is an infrastructure contract, I'll demo an application I built using it on Injective to demonstrate its power instead of just showing you that it passes tests or on the client side. So I built a front-end application that I'll be demoing today. So I created a documentation website. If you want to learn more about the contract and how it works, then there's a nice documentation. You can see the link here, and I'll share it in the future. So let's get into the actual application. This application is called Tokenized Interchain Accounts, where users are allowed to mint NFTs, where each NFT controls an account on a counterparty chain. And these NFTs can be traded, so you can essentially trade accounts. And this allows for many possibilities in DeFi, such as maybe selling your airdrop before it's airdropped, or trading, like, for example, abstract SDK, I was thinking about selling ETFs as accounts. And there's many other things you can do when accounts are actually included in DeFi. Now, for this application to run, it's an IBC application, right? So there has to be a relayer running in the background, and I'm running my own relayer in the background, as you can see. Okay, so now I will actually demo the application. As you can see, I've already created 2 NFTs on Injective that control accounts on other chains. So what I will do now is I'm actually going to create a new interchain account to show you how easy it is. So I just click mint an interchain account. On Injective, you just sign the transaction, and then the minting process has begun. As you can see, it says minting NFTs. It will take about a minute or two. Number one, it's because the relayer has to relay messages and it takes time. And number two is because this is on a testnet, it takes longer for the gRPC endpoints have lower reliability. So it takes a little bit longer than it should. So let's just wait for this to complete and create a new interchain account. And I chose these names for the NFTs, but you could choose anything. You can see that in the background, the channel opening handshake is happening. There's like channel open acknowledgement, so it's happening in the background. Okay, now the NFT is minted. You can see that now there's a interchain account address on the counterparty chain. In this case, it's Cosmos Hub testnet. The reason why I chose Cosmos Hub testnet is to show the power of the contract, because Cosmos Hub testnet doesn't even have smart contracts. So to actually control accounts there, you really need to do native IBC magic. And you can see that if you just go to mint scan, for some reason I have bad connection apparently, but you can see that an account is created. Currently it has no balance, and we can just fix that. So let's just send some balance to this account. And the way I'll do that is I already have a funded account already, and I'm just gonna send some atom to it from this account. So maybe I'll just do a send message on the other chain, which is this address. I'm gonna send it to the new address, And I'm going to send, let's say, 2 atoms. So I know the UX is not ideal because I'm putting a bunch of zeros, but again, this is something the front-end developers can improve. I just added this to demonstrate that it is possible. So I'm just gonna, so there should be 6 zeros, just let's verify it, that's right. And then we just broadcast to send it 2 atoms. Okay, as you can see, that message is sent. It's gonna take a while again because the relayer has to relay the messages and an acknowledgement has to be received. If you go look at this interchain account mint scan, we will see that it has some balance. Yeah, you can see that it initially has 2.89 atom. After this transaction completes, it should have 0.89 atom because we are sending 2 of them to the new interchain account. So let's just wait a little bit for this transaction to complete. This transaction will actually be executed before there's a check mark here. And the reason is that a packet can be received on the other chain, but this only turns into a check mark after the acknowledgement of that packet is received on injector. Yes, so let's just refresh this page and see if it's actually executed. You can see that it's already executed, 0.89. And if you go back to the application, now this is a check mark because its acknowledgement has reached back to injector. Okay, so now we have created a new account and we have funded it. And we can also refresh this to see that now it has not 0 atoms, but 2 atoms. Yes, now it has 2 atoms. Well, because this is an NFT, this allows us to do something interesting. We can just send this account to another user. So here I have another wallet that I already opened, which is this wallet. And I'm going to send my NFT to this wallet. So recipient address, let's just put this address. This is my second injector wallet. I'm just going to transfer the NFT. Sign. And you can see that the NFT is now gone from my profile. And let's just go to this account to see that the NFT has arrived there. Again, all of these applications were previously impossible unless you use some very specific chain bindings with like some chain developer intervention like Neutron. And those applications you wrote there wouldn't be able to work in any other chain. So this allows you to build this kind of interchain applications in every chain. And that's why there's so many adopters. And you can see that this token has arrived to my second account. If we go in here, again, it's the same interchain account. And to demonstrate that these accounts are really capable of doing anything, they can even send WASM messages. But because it's Cosmos Hub, there's no way to send WASM messages because there's no WASM. But to demonstrate that these are really able to do very powerful things, I'm going to send 2 messages in one transaction, a delegate message and also an IBC message. So I'm going to do an IBC transfer with an interchain account. So we are using IBC 2 times here, just to demonstrate that these contracts are really capable of doing a lot of complicated things. So if we go to Cosmos Hub testnet and go to validators, let's just delegate some tokens to this validator. There's the validator address, so we just copy it and then put this as the validator address. Let's say I want to validate 0.5 atoms, so let's just do, this should be 5 zeros. Okay, and the denomination is U atom. Okay, so now it will first delegate, and then it's gonna do an IBC transfer. And what I wanna do is I wanna transfer myself some atom to my injective account from that chain. So in this case, again, this is my injective account, the second injective wallet. So let's just use this. So let's just use this here. And then there's a transfer channel that we are gonna relay the message from. And that transfer channel is, channel 3602. So this is the transfer channel that I'm gonna use to send the atom. And let's say that the amount I wanna send is, let's say 0.1 atom. And a U atom. Okay, so when you actually add these into the same transaction, if either of these messages fail, then the entire transaction will fail. So you could actually build applications that build messages that rely on the previous one. So I'm just showing you that you can send messages atomically. And let's just, you can add a memo and a timeout. We are not going to do that. We just use the defaults for these. And we are going to broadcast this now. Okay, looks good. Okay, so yeah, you can see that there's a multi-message sent. So now we just have to wait until this message is verified and the tokens arrive here. You can see that I've already done some IBC transfers with my wallet in the past, so there's some IBC denomination here. We expect this to be another IBC denomination, so not this one. So after this is completed, I should get another IBC token here, which corresponds to the amount of atom I sent. In which case it was 10,000. Yeah, I think it was 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 U atom, which is like 0.1 atom. So we just need to wait until it confirms. It's gonna take a little bit longer because this is doing two things. One is this packet has to be received, and second, the transfer packet has to be received from Cosmos Hub to here. Okay, so it seems like for some reason this has failed. I'm guessing the reason is so that means I've actually like put some incorrect parameters in the message. So maybe I counted the zeros incorrectly, or maybe the delegation message has failed because I didn't have enough atom. So let me. So I'm gonna do it again. So just because I probably just put the addresses incorrectly. Yeah. So it has still 2 atoms. Okay. So the IBC transfer is the interesting one. So I want to do this specifically. It's 5 zeros. Good U atom. But this is actually a good demonstration where if you were using other like interchain accounts, like if you're trying to use it natively, which is almost impossible due to some reasons, you wouldn't even know that why the message errored or if it's even errored. So here we can see that, you know, I definitely know that there was something wrong with the structure of my message. So this is not to say that there's some unrecoverable error. This is something very expected in the interchain account protocol. That like you put something wrong in the fields. So let's try one more time. So let's copy the address, which is this channel ID again, channel 3602. Delegate. Maybe there is something wrong with delegate. So maybe I think I have enough time, so I can just put the delegate message as well. I don't see anything wrong with that. Again, where is the Earth validator? Here. The validator address is this, just making sure everything looks right. Okay, so maybe there's a minimum amount of validation, so let's just validate 1 atom. So 6 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. U atom. Okay, and if this fails, then I will that means I don't know something about delegation, and then I'll just send a transfer message. This looks good to me. Broadcast. All right, let's try again. While this is going on, I can talk a little bit about what this channel status means. In interchain accounts, it's possible for a channel to close when there is a timeout because it's an ordered channel. And this interface also provides you the ability to immediately reopen the channel in case it was closed. Yeah. So let's see what's happening on the relayer side while this is happening. Yeah, everything seems fine, I think. So we just have to wait. Yeah, it's seeing the correct channel. Wait. Oh yeah, I think that's right. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, now it succeeded. So yeah, that really means that I actually entered a field incorrectly in the previous message. We can refresh this page, see that the atom amount has decreased. You can see that the atom is now the expected amount, which is 0.9. And we see that we have delegated 1 atom to the Earth validator. And there should be an IBC tokens in my second account. You can see this was the previous thing. Now, if I refresh, I should see more. And yeah, you can see now there are two ones, and there's 100,000 UAT, which is what I sent. So this was just to demonstrate the power of the protocol, power of this contract. You could build much more applications with it. You could build the entirety of Stride as a smart contract in any CosmWasm chain. And like Abstract SDK, you can use it for an abstract account management system. And the possibilities are really just your imagination at this point. So thanks everyone for watching, and thank you DoraHacks for allowing me to demo my application. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the presentation. It was very good and super cool that it also worked at the end. Maybe you can also share a bit more about what sort of like use cases there will be, or like the potentials.
Yeah, so there are already multiple use cases because we have some people developing with the contract. So I'll talk about some of the use cases of this infrastructure. I guess one use case is to have multi-sig accounts on other chains. So what you can do is, like, if you heard about this new chain called Xion, they have this account abstraction mechanism where you can actually use accounts with like maybe your email or any kind of basically two-factor authentication scheme that they have. This allows you to basically take those account abstraction systems that are in Xion and apply it to every chain. So now you could essentially use Zion, use Zion chain as a two-factor authentication on every other chain. Another thing you can do is this actually, you must have seen like the recent announcement by DAO that they have actually created like interchain account management for their DAOs. And I think they are currently not supporting the Cosmos Hub or other non-CosmWasm chains, but with this contract, they could actually support that. Jackal Network is working on a implementation that allows every aspect of their chain to be used on other chains. So they're building outposts on other chains for their own chain. And you could also use this, for example, in the case of Secret, to bypass their, because they haven't implemented interchain accounts on their chain. So there's no way to use interchain accounts. But because this contract is a self-contained implementation of that, you don't have to rely on the chain itself to implement it. You can just deploy this contract, and now you have privacy of Secret Network on other chains. And then there's the application that I built where now you can use accounts as objects that can be traded in the interchain. So the possibilities are really what you want to build with it, because now the accounts from every other chain every other CosmWasm chain can control accounts on every other IBC chain without any requirement of deploying smart contracts. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. So let's move on, and next is Ark Protocol. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Okay, before I start the demo, let me tell you about interchain NFTs as a public good. 12 hours ago, there was Twitter Spaces. Our other co-founder, Scotty, told about the background why Ark Protocol was founded. But now I really want to tell about really providing interchain NFT utilities as a public good. This is really something on the user level. There are so many really fantastic public goods for builders and developers, yeah, and everybody in Web3 benefits from this. But now we're going to the next level with interchain NFT utilities as a public good. We really want to aim to make it as a public good for really everyone getting into Web3. And getting into Web3 is what we believe is the best way is getting into NFTs. That's what we believe. This is the most emotional key driver for this one. Yeah, everybody outside of Web3, they don't really understand what this is all about. I remember when I studied economics, my professor asked me, do you know how in China they opened the market, how they started opening the market? We said, no idea. He said, okay, this is the country, China, and they put a square here. They just put a square here and say, okay, and now here in this square, there's the free market. Go do do whatever you want to in China. This little spot, through whole China. And it exploded. It completely exploded. And then they saw, they all went in. They could really, that was the incubator for this and opening this idea of okay. And so with Interchain FT providing as a public good, it's just like we want to lower the technical boundaries. And for example, the creators, that basically the idea is just like fundings. There are other ways of getting funding instead of going to the bank and say, please give me some money. I have some crazy idea, and say, hey, give me some stats and whatever. Give me some safety nets. Put a loan on your car, on your house, and then a bank is just like they lend you an umbrella when the sun shines, and if it rains, they want the umbrella back. Okay. All right. Now let me share you my screen, and I keep it very short. So, what we've, of course, we had to start with a very technical foundation. It's the technical specification is ICS 721, aka Interchain NFTs. This allows to transfer an NFT from one chain to another chain. Simple like that. So what you can do is just like you can connect your wallet, choose on what chain. So the final goal would be, you don't care about what chain. You want to see where my NFTs are on no matter what chain. But for the version 1, it's here you can choose between these 3 chains, for example, and now it's on Stargaze. And then you see all these NFTs. And what you can also see is just like there are already, I have NFTs on Terra that got transferred to Stargaze. So like this one. Yeah. And of course, don't buy. And I can transfer back this NFT from Stargaze back to Terra. Can define any wallet. And let's go in the chain. It's not whitelisted. Okay, it's blocked. Good example. We have put some extra security so that, for example, if we can whitelist channels, so chains and collections. So if there are bad actors or contracts or chains are compromised, we can blacklist them. So I can choose another NFT. This one. There should be one. NFT number 2. Transfer that. Next. Let's go. Approve. Yeah, transferred. Now I just need to wait a bit, and then I can switch to the other chain. And as I said, for the next version, we want to show across all chains. And there's quite a lot of things really going on within the NFT scene, and this is really quite exciting. And now let's see. So here, for example, then there are Stargaze NFTs transferred over to Terra, and here are the ones that got transferred. The other one is not transferred yet, but we just need to wait. It takes sometimes a couple of seconds or a minute. Let me show you all the other parts of the solution of interchain NFTs. So this is the profile page. For the beginning, the very core utility is just like you can transfer an NFT to the other one. But it would be it would be also great if you have further utilities. I mean, every collection provide whitelist or airdrops, all these kind of things. And right now you have to go everywhere on the Discord or on a Telegram to check out what benefits you get for this collection. So it would be great to aggregate this together in some really holder gateway. Another thing is this community engagement gateway, where, for example, if you launch an NFT, you give whitelist, yeah, and for whitelist giveaways, you define certain rules for getting for being eligible to get a whitelist. This example is a very simple example. That here you get a whitelist by only dropping a PFP and a JPEG. So if you drop this and request a whitelist, then you get this whitelist. So a very simple example, and it goes across all chains. So it's all about interchain NFTs. And it really depends on what for each collection, what your rule is for this one. This has also some educational factor for explaining users how IBC works. For example, it doesn't it means an NFT transferred over to the other chain, and once it gets successful, it gets an acknowledge back from the target chain back to the source chain, and then once this is finished, then it's all is done. So it starts with a yellow, and when it transfers over, and now it got back. Now it you know the status of each process in one IBC flow. Yeah. So what it actually just do here is just like let me open that in another one. It actually mints free NFTs. This is this the first one? Yes, and then the next one is this one. Yes, and then the next one is this one. Exactly. So what it does is just like what it has an educational effect for showing how interchain NFT works. You request a whitelist. These are the rules and info that is required for a whitelist. This is the one. This is my wallet that gets the whitelist. Also, a good thing since this is an NFT, you can give away your whitelist. You just send the NFT to another wallet. That's it. You don't need to go to a Discord and say, hey, I want to give away. This is the address, and say, okay, show me your proof, blah, 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 whatever. Just transfer the NFT over. Yeah. And here what we do is just like we transfer this this NFT over to the other chain, and what we leave on the other chain, the target chain, what we leave on the source chain is showing is this chain. And when it arrived on the target chain and it confirms it back to the source chain, we are minting another one. It's some kind of a confirmation NFT, and say, hey, it's all completed, it's all fine. Okay, so it has also some educational factor for this one. Coming up next, interchain launchpad. Everybody knows a launchpad, but by going interchain, every NFT utility gets more complex by going interchain. So, for example, if you want to launch one collection on 3 chains, like on Terra, Stargaze, Juno, for example, you need to provide a supply. And yes, you can even detail. It's just like supply on this chain, or 400 on the other chain, 500, 600 on the last chain, or you don't care about this one. At least they are minting that one. But but the most important thing is like you open the door to everyone that is more focused on this, or on Stargaze or on Terra, for example. Yeah, but you reach a much greater audience. So our goal is by the end of this year, like 20 plus chains. So this will be massive. So you don't be bound on one chain by launching a collection. This is much bigger. So you can mint and allow your user and say, hey, this is the collection, and mint on whatever chain with whatever coin token you want to. Last but not least, the Interchain Compass. This is the Explorer. This also here the view is very technical. It shows for Terra. I can also switch to Stargaze. All data, all aggregated data from this Interchain NFT contract for this ICS 1021. So you see all collections that got transferred to this chain or from this chain, and you also see all NFTs that came from another chain to this chain. And it's very cryptic still, though. That's the one reason, just like by the spec of in general Interchain spec. So not only Interchain NFTs, but also IBC coins, that there must be some kind of a channel, port number, whatsoever. But what you see is just like, okay, this is the collection contract, the last one. This is the collection contract, and this is the NFT ID. This is also very important for the creators, so they know, for example, the Bad Kids or the Galactic Punks, they know, okay, I know I have a supply of 10,000 of NFTs, but I know 500 went to Stargaze, another 1,000 went to Injective, all of that. So this is also might be very important data for reporting. Okay, now let's just briefly go back to here. What we have initially began with was transferring, I think it was a Stargaze to Terra. Yes, and that was this one. I think it was FT number 1. So that's for the demo.
Thank you so much. I think it was very, very good and insightful. All right, so that would be the end of our demo session. Thank you everybody for joining today, and you did a great job presenting.
Thank you.
As a community member, you can vote on your favorite projects, contribute to it. There is a 5K Adam prize pool or matching pool to the projects getting awarded. Also, like later today, there will be another demo session and another one tomorrow. And we're looking forward to see all the incredible projects and talented builders, and also the results at the end. And as I mentioned, it's a long-term initiative. So like in the future, there will be additional AEZ QF rounds. So if you have not joined yet as a builder, you can still join in the next and upcoming rounds with your public good Cosmos project. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you everybody for joining. Thanks a lot, and see you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.